I mean, this is a tragedy, and sadly, no, I'm not shocked. This is a byproduct of the democratic narrative of the resist movement. This is what they've encouraged, and now it's coming to fruition, and they are shocked. Oh, and people like Bernie Sanders who've tokened this resist movement. Maxine Waters, my own U.S. Senator Chris Murphy has perpetuated this motion of resist, resist, resist at all accounts. They've used vitriolic language, and this is the result. You have madmen committing acts of violence because they feel emboldened by the Democratic narrative. That's a fact. You have Kathy Giffords holding up a severed head of the President of the United States. This is the left, and the left is encouraging this, and I put that blood on their hands.
Yeah, but do you think anybody's going to accept the fact that the blood might be on the hands of at least the extreme left, if they're not going to put it on the entire Democratic Party, for the language, for their actions, for their violence in terms of the resistance? All you got to do is look out to Berkeley and look at the riots there. Yep. You can look at Portland, Oregon. For crying out loud, where they had to cancel a parade because the Antifa movement there said we were going to target any Republicans that went walking in the parade. And unfortunately, right. No, I'm like you. I'm not shocked. I just don't know how we get out of this.
Yeah, I released a statement this morning that I was infuriated by this, and people said, "Oh, you shouldn't rush to politics." Look, this is political. This is political warfare turned into street warfare, because that's what they're doing. The way the left has responded since Donald Trump has been elected has essentially been gotten on the airplane and hoping it crashed because they don't like the pilot. This is stupid. This is childish. It's treasonous, I believe, to a certain extent, to want to run our country into the ground. And this is something that cannot be tolerated. Now, I know the first thing the left did is, well, we have to go after guns. That's not the thing. We have to go after crazy people willing to, anticipate or, antagonize this type of action. And I think some of them sit in the U.S. House of Congress.
Well, it's interesting because you and I have been talking to each other for too long, because I was immediately about to go to the fact that Governor Terry McAuliffe out of Virginia could not wait to go to gun control, as if somehow gun control is the answer to what happened today out in Virginia. That is so simplistic, and it is such a basic denial of our constitutional rights. It is frightening, and they call Donald Trump a totalitarian and a fascist.
Right. Well, the thing is, you don't ban free speech because some people say some stuff that gets, people offended. I would say that the resist movement here is just as antagonistic as the actual guy doing the shooting. The other thing, too, is you don't curb the Fourth Amendment just because a couple drug dealers get away with selling drugs out of their house. The Second Amendment is a fundamental right, and with liberty comes tragedy. It's fact. But if you remove all tragedy, you will remove all liberty in itself, too. We cannot sustain this. We cannot go about having the same argument. Look, it's been upheld, Heller versus D.C. You have the Second Amendment. You have religious laws, basically, not in the sense of actual religion, but laws that are so harsh on guns that make owning guns virtually illegal. I want to point out to the American people that guess what stopped that shooter today? Two people with guns. Forget the fact that they were police, but two individuals with guns stopped that shooter. If there had not been guns there would have been, that shooter would have created a lot more damage. And additionally, the American people don't have bodyguards. They don't have security details. So by people saying that, well, you can't have guns anymore, if Terry McAuliffe jumps into saying, well, we need to protect people and ban guns, guess what you're doing? There's 300 million guns on the streets today. You're not going to get rid of all of them. And the only people that's going to be affected by that are good, law-abiding citizens. So you start taking guns away from American people, you are taking away their right to protect themselves. Shame on you.